Hey, how's it going? It's me again. I'm back. Last week's video was a little longer than I probably would have anticipated, but that was important, that was necessary. I kept that one long. I didn't want to take too much out of it. I wanted to leave as much as I possibly could in that video. So today I'm going to try and make something a little bit more concise and get straight to the point. You might have heard me say in the last video something along the lines of, how great would a drone shot be if just flew straight through there? I want to buy one. I'm just going to have to get one. So yeah, we did it. So that's the plan for today's video. I'm going to go out and test this drone. Never owned one before, never flown one before, so it will be interesting. It arrived yesterday and I have it all charged up, have it all ready to go. I've got it all set up already. I just need to go out and fly it, and I've watched a few videos and I think I've got an idea of how to do it. I've got the settings set to how I want them as well. So yeah, hopefully it should all go to plan. Right, with that said, let's go. Time to head out. Right, so far not off to the best of starts. This location didn't work because the drone knows what location it's in, of course, and it can also tell whether it's in a space where it can't fly. Unfortunately, this specific spot is just a little bit too close to the Leeds Bradford airport, unfortunately, so I can't fly the drone here, which means I have to go to the second place. Hopefully that place will work. It's not anywhere near the airport, so it should be fine. I probably should have just gone there straight, really, shouldn't I? Maybe this is a complete waste of time. Anyways, yeah, not off to the best start. First flight didn't really work, left my ND filters at home. It's alright, we'll make do. Right, okay, we made it to location number 2. As you can see, the sun is right in my eyes. It's a really nice day out. Hopefully this time I should be able to get going. I think everything should be fine. There's no one here and it's completely open. Should be prime. It's prime location for good signal transmission, or whatever the word is for that, and there's no one around, no aircraft. We're good. Let's go. Okay, it's there. You ready? Right. So if you hadn't already noticed, this was footage from the DJI Mini 2, which was the drone I purchased. That is this one right here, DJI's tiny little 250 gram drone that is way smaller than you might think it is. I mean, when I got it in the post and I pulled it out of the packaging, I was really surprised at how tiny it really is, and it's super, super light. In terms of being a beginner and being completely new to this, I found the whole process of connecting everything up, getting everything set up really, really easy. There are plenty of tutorials online, but DJI's app offers you sort of like a walkthrough process of setting the app up, setting the drone up, and getting everything going. And there's obviously the paperwork in the box that you can read through if you'd like as well. And being a beginner flyer and never flying a drone before, I think the reason why DJI, or at least one of the reasons why DJI own the market in drones, is they've just made drones that are so easy and intuitive to fly. Everything about the drone makes sense. It's simple and easy. Everything feels intuitive. The app is intuitive and makes a lot of sense. It's really, really simple to get going. And I think if you are someone who's looking to get into flying drones simply for flying, and if you just want to get some footage and want to get some aerial shots, you're not too worried about it, and you're not a professional, this is probably the drone for you. I will talk about sort of the image and what I thought about the video that it produces in just a moment, but I think that in terms of a cheap drone, or a cheapish drone, that you can get really, really solid footage out of, and you can fly really, really easily and get to know really quickly, I think this is the one. In terms of footage and the video that you can get out of this drone, I think It's about as good as it costs. I don't think you could probably do much better at this price point. Obviously, comparing it to the bigger budget drones, the Mavic Air and the Pros and those big boys, probably not as good. I personally don't really know what it would look like side by side. I don't own one of those drones. This is the only drone I own, so I couldn't really do a side by side comparison, but the footage straight out of the drone looks okay. I wouldn't call it perfect. There are a few things that I'll mention in just a moment, but for the most part, if you want to go on holiday and record aerial footage and film you and your family, you and your partner on holiday, or wherever you are just having a good time, I think this is really, really good. I don't think you can really complain at £419 in the UK. There are a few things that if you are more sort of into professional video, if you want to think about getting top quality footage out of a cheaper drone, there are things that you need to think about. These sort of things stand out to me particularly because I want that camera that can do those things. Bigger drones aren't quite within the budget just yet, so something like this, something that offers 4K, something that can shoot really, really well and is easy to get used to, is perfect. But the main sort of drawbacks that I found were, one, whilst there is a manual mode in the camera settings within the app, you can choose the ISO and the shutter speed and that sort of thing. You can choose those, but as a videographer or as someone that produces video content, you want to stick to that 180-degree rule, and you want to make sure that your shutter speed is twice your frame rate, which is not always very easy to do, particularly if you're shooting in bright daylight. Obviously, the solution to this on regular cameras, and I think other drones too, is to get ND filters. Personally, I don't own any for this drone. That's something that I need to look into. Maybe I could check those out for a different video. If you use the auto mode, you kind of get this weird shift in exposure and shutter speed, and it just kind of looks a little janky, very unprofessional. It doesn't look great. So I definitely consider ND filters if you want a drone like this. Another thing that I found is that the footage requires a bit of time in the color grade process. The colors aren't perfect, and I felt like some of the contrast can be a little bit off. There are just a few things that felt a little flat. Looking at it from just sort of like a first glance, and maybe you upload it onto social media really quickly, you might be alright. But if you were to do a proper shoot and to do sort of a proper project, you would want to take the time to really color grade it and take the time to work with those colors and fix any of the issues that come out. But like I say, for the casual person that just wants to take video, this is probably too far of a step, or it's just an unnecessary step. But as someone that does and wants to do more professional work, this is definitely something to consider, because it will take up time, and obviously time is very, very important. But overall, there is nothing too much I can complain about this drone. I mean, for £400, £420, I think it's pretty much dead on. What you really sort of have to sort of consider is how careful and how much time you want to spend with the drone, in terms of how much price you're willing to pay, or what price you're willing to pay. And for me, I think this one hits a pretty good mid-level spot. So yeah, the DJI Mini 2, even though I'm a few months late to the party, gets a thumbs up from me. I think it's a pretty solid piece of kit. I look forward to continuing to use it, and you'll definitely see it more and more. So that brings this review sort of video to a close. This was a fun one to do. It's always fun when you get a new piece of tech. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.